Right, today we're going to talk about laws of exponents. There's a couple of the rules for this. First one, a to the n multiply a to the n. As long as they share the same base, then we just add the exponent. Become a to the n plus n. Which just means we add exponent. So for example, if I have 4 to the 2 times 4 to the 3, this can be written as 4 to the 2 plus 3, which is 4 to the 5. What happens if they divide? A to the m divided by a to the n. Since multiply means add, divide means subtract. In this case, they subtract exponent. For the third rule, a to the m to the n. So this is also called the power rule. Since n is outside of the parenthesis, so it will just multiply in, become a to the n times n. Multiply exponent. The fourth, what happens if I have a to the negative n? Sorry, a to the negative m. So if most of the time we want to simplify this, we don't want a negative exponent, so we want to turn it to positive. It becomes 1 over. So we flip it. 1 over and a to the m. Reciprocal of the positive. So when we have a negative, we need to take the reciprocal of and then turn to the positive. For 5, a to the 0 is 1. So anything to 0 power is 1. So 5 to 0 is 1, 4 to 0 is 1, 1000 to 0 is still 1. So most of the question will be simplifying and write the answer in terms of positive exponent. Let's try a x to the 4 times x to the 5 times x to the negative 2. So remember what we just learned is as long as they share the same base, x to the something times x to the something, and then this will become addition at the exponent. So to solve this, we can simplify to x to the 4 plus 5 plus negative 2. Then the answer is x 4 plus 5, 9 minus 2 is 7. B, y to the 7 divided by y to the 5. So since, according to the second rule, a to the m divided by a to the n, divide means subtracting the exponent. So it becomes, we keep the base y to the 7 minus 5 equal to 7 to the 2. Right, for C, we have a squared and then to the 5 power. This comes from rule number 3. A to the m to the n means you multiply the exponent. Oops. Therefore, we have a to the 2 times 5 equal to a to the 10. How about trying something more complicated? 12x y to the 5. So first of all, we have to simplify the numbers. 36 divided by 12 is 3. And then x to the 7 divided by x. Remember, when you divide, you subtract the exponent. 7 minus, there should be a 1 here. So 1. X is same thing as x to the 1. And then y to the 2, same thing, subtract 5. And we have 3x to the 6 times y to the negative 3. And remember that the question we have is we want to express the answer in terms of positive exponent. We don't want negative. So, and according to rule number 4, right here, whenever we have a negative, we can flip it. So we have a negative for the y. So let's write in terms of this 1 over y to the 3. And of course, you can make it as a fraction. This should be the final answer. So for this question, we have 2 times x to the 3 times y to the negative 2, and then everything power to the 3. So we apply rule number 3. Each of the number or the terms have to be raised to the 3 power, the third power. Therefore, we have 2 to the 3 x to the 3 times 3 y to the negative 2 times 3. We get, let's simplify this. 2 to the 3 is 2 times 2 times 2, which is 8. X 3 times 3 is 9. So y negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. The last one, 2x negative 3 x 3 y to the 3 y to the 1 here. So in this case, 2 cannot be simplified because 2 is by itself, but x to the negative 3 times x to the 3, we can add the exponent since they both share the same base, which is x. And then y, they divide, you subtract the exponent. You have 2x to the negative 3 plus 3, 0. Y 3 minus 1, 2. And remember, for the rule number 4, a to the 0 is 1. Anything to 0 power is 1. So x to 0 means 1. So become 2 times 1 times this. And we have 2 to the y squared. Okay, let's practice one more. In this case, there's a division here. You see p squared divided by p to the 5th. Division means you subtract the exponent. What about q? Q divided by q to the negative 1. And remember, there's always a 1 here for the exponent. And now become q to the 1 minus -1, because on the top is 1, and division becomes minus -1. And now we simplify this further. We have p to the -3, q to the 1 minus -1 is 1 plus 1, which is 2.